I have received a lot of criticism for the amount of stuff that it appears that I take, and it hasn't been just a few comments here and there. I've received a lot of criticism. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you do that thing down below. Now, I have received a lot of criticism for the amount of stuff that it appears that I take, and it hasn't been just a few comments here and there. I've received a lot of criticism with a number of people telling me I am carrying way too much stuff, there's too much packed on the bike. And so I thought, now that we're in this winter time frame and I don't have an opportunity to go out and do moto camping, it'd be a good time to reevaluate what I'm carrying and actually take a closer look at it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of my panniers, the bags that I have on the back, and I'm going to weigh them and show you what's in them to give you an idea of whether or not I am actually carrying too much, and if there's some ways that I can improve what I am carrying. Now, I'll tell you that I have already weighed everything, and the results were a bit surprising. So if you want to see what I carry, and whether or not it is too much, to answer that question and to respond to the criticisms I've received, let's take a look at that. I want to start by going through what is in each of the pieces of bags, each of the pieces of luggage, so that you have an understanding of what's in here, and then I'll break it down individually, and then I will tell you what each of these pieces weighs. So right on the back here, this is clothes, sleep system, and sometimes a light jacket. So that's what goes in here. I'll take that off. In this bag, I carry my tent poles, a pair of shoes, the tent ground cover, and a chair. That's what's in this. On the left side, I typically carry my cooking stuff, whatever I need for cooking, stove, pots, and I also carry my food in there. Depending on how long I'm going to be out, I may carry quite a bit of food. And then I also carry just some other miscellaneous jump starter and first aid kit, things like that I'll go through. Now, on my tail bag, this is where there's some ways that I could, if I wasn't trying to film everything, reduce the size. In this bag, I carry a drone, I carry additional camera equipment, and then I usually carry my raincoat, just in case, or when it does rain, I can get to that quickly. Now, there's a couple other things. I've got some toolkits up front that I will go through real quick. I'm not going to go through the toolkit itself. I'm just going to tell you what it weighs so that we can get an overall picture of what's going on with this bike and whether or not I am carrying too much stuff and if there are ways to reduce what I carry. So now let's go through each individual piece. I think I mentioned that I carry a chair in here as part of what's in there. So I'm going to set up my chair real quick so I can sit here and go through everything. It'll just be a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to pull this bag out. I've already taken the chair out, but there is the bag that goes on the right side of my pannier. So we'll set that there. It's a little tight in here. I'm going to pull out the left side, which is cooking stuff and miscellaneous that I will go through. So there's the two bags on either side, and I have weighed those, and I will go through that as I get through all these pieces. The stuff in the tail bag, I will pull this out separately. Right now it's just a raincoat and my drone, and then I also have the tripod that the camera is currently sitting on. Start with this bag real quick, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I've gone over some of the stuff that I carry, but just to give you a quick idea of what is in here so that when I give you the weight, you have an understanding and some perspective on what it is. So I have clothes, riding clothes, sleeping clothes, I have camping clothes, so I have everything kind of put in individual bags. I like pillows. I have some bigger pillows because I have neck, shoulder issues, so I've got to have decent pillows, so I actually carry quite a few of those. Another bag of clothes, and then I've got a camping pad, sleeping pad, and then this is my sleeping bag liner with the down comforter. That's what I'm using now. It works great. So with all of that, all of this stuff combined, the total weight of just this setup, and I'll make sure I put the correct number in here, but from what I remember from 30 minutes ago, it was about 12 pounds with that. So it looks big, it looks bulky, but because everything in it is fairly light, it is not super heavy. So that's 12 pounds that's going on behind my seat. So I will say, if I am concerned about the weight I'm carrying on my bike, the best place for me to deal with it is right here. I could stand to lose 12 pounds and then I would be much lighter on the bike. So with that, now, the next piece is this is what's in my right bag. Now I had already taken out the seat. So now I have a tarp that I've started bringing along with me so I can use it for shade and then also to cover the bike. I carry a plastic camera because it doesn't destroy tent pegs like using a rock or wood does. I have just started carrying, I got some Crocs as a gift. These are super lightweight. They're essentially waterproof. And so I'm gonna start using these this next year. And then tent poles, ground cloth. And then the last thing in here is my 2-person tent that's probably closer to like a person and a half. But all of this together in that side, including my chair, came out at around 12 pounds. So again, this bag is fully stuffed, but the things in it are just bulky. They don't weigh a lot. So 12 pounds in there, that is not a whole lot. Now, this side I know is going to be heavier because of some of the things that I carry in here. And trying to get it balanced out is a little bit more challenging. This is my food bag. I typically carry more than this, so this would end up actually weighing about 3 more pounds. But bear bag, I've gone through this. If you want to know more about it, I can leave a link or give you a link in your comments. I carry a towel because campgrounds here have showers, and I carry a water filter just in case. This is just silverware. I have a much better first aid kit that I'm carrying now. It's more comprehensive. I have a boil pot and a rechargeable lamp. This is really important. I always carry a jump starter. So I've got a jump starter in here. And I've got some wet wipes in case I don't have access to a shower. I carry the skillet because it has a Teflon lining and it's really easy to clean up, but it does weigh some. So if I got a better skillet, maybe it'd be better, like a Sea to Summit. And then I also carry a backup stove here. It's a wood burning. Does have a little bit of weight to it, but I've needed this on a few occasions when my gas stove wouldn't work because of either temperature or I was out of gas. And then my blue bottle. So if you don't know what this is, I'll leave a link in there as well and what the purpose of that is. Now, this entire bag with all of this stuff came out at just over 15 pounds. I thought it was gonna weigh quite a bit more. I know if I'm carrying more food that it will weigh more. But yeah, that's not a lot. On the back I said I have a drone and I have a raincoat. Now I also put some other miscellaneous camera gear in there. I might throw some snacks and stuff, so it could be a little bit heavier. But with that being said, I weighed everything together. I think because that didn't weigh a whole lot, I had to weigh my duffel with the drone, with the raincoat, and also with my tripod to come out at around, I think it was 15 pounds with all of that stuff together. So everything put together in its current configuration is about 42 or so pounds. Now there's one other thing that I always carry with me. I harp on this all of the time, and that is water. So let me grab the water bottles that I carry. So I carry 2 or 3 of these. I don't like buying water at gas stations because I don't want to buy extra plastic bottles worth of water, and I find it expensive where I can just go and refill these. Now I always carry 2 or 3 of these, and that's because I am used to camping in the desert and water is at a premium. I know it's a lot easier to get water on the East Coast, but I always carry it with me just in case I have a breakdown. I've got water and I can survive for a while. Now I did weigh these with these 3 bottles. It wouldn't measure on the scale that I have. The scale has to be 10 pounds or higher. It would flash around 5 pounds, so I'm carrying about 5 pounds of water. I know a gallon is what, 8 pounds for a gallon of water. I'm carrying just slightly under that. it is worth it to me to carry this extra weight. Then from the water, I have my toolkit. And again, toolkit was very similar. There is a lot of stuff in here. I'm not gonna go through everything. It feels heavy, but on the scale, it wouldn't register. It was flashing at around 5 pounds, 6 pounds. So I'm guessing my toolkit is probably around the 6 pound range. So not as heavy as I expected it to be. Now, the toolkit also includes all of my stuff for changing tire levers and things like that. With everything put together, the overall weight, and I'll have to look at the scales, I'm just kind of going off of my top of my head, it's between 45 and 50 pounds. I actually thought I was going to be 60 pounds plus. I was not. I was below that, which is good. But for all of the criticism I have received from people seeing my bike and thinking I'm carrying too much, well, it's because, you know, tents and sleeping systems, they're bulky. I'm not going to smash this down into a little ball because it doesn't pack as well. And the weight is not that much. The heavier things are down low. So the balance of the bike is pretty good. I think there's some things I could do better. But overall, if you're carrying about the same stuff that I am, you're not carrying maybe as much as you think you are, and it's going to look a lot bigger on the bike just because of the bulk of things. So if that is something you're concerned about, get out a scale, pull everything out, weigh it, see where you're at. It might be surprising. It was certainly surprising for me. Now, I know there are adventure riders out there that are doing 30-pound kits and 40-pound kits. There's a few things I don't want to do. And that is, I don't want to eat out every single meal. That's why I bring food. That gets expensive. I have to do my travel on a budget. I want to be comfortable. I carry a chair that weighs a couple pounds. If I didn't carry a chair, maybe I could cut some weight there. I carry water. It's a habit of mine. I would rather have the water than not have the water and have something happen. Other than that, I don't know that I could cut back on too much stuff. I have seen other adventure riders that don't really carry very comprehensive toolkits. I want to be able to fix most things myself, so I carry a very comprehensive toolkit. Now, am I going to be able to fix everything? No, but I want to be able to do as much as I possibly can before calling a tow truck and not having that be my default, calling a tow truck. So that kind of leads me to where I am at. If you have any questions about the things that I carry, leave that in the comments below. If you have any other comments about the things that I carry, please leave that for me as well. And I might be a little sensitive to this because I have received so many criticisms on carrying too much stuff. And really, when I look at what I have and weighing it, it came in quite a bit lower than I was thinking. I really thought I was going to be 60 plus pounds. I was actually concerned I might be pushing the 80-pound mark, but I am nowhere close to that. I am at a reasonable level where I can carry some luxury items and not be overloading the bike. 50 pounds is not a whole lot. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful in your packing, your planning, and not worrying so much about what people say about how you pack your bike. Now, again, I said I am a little bit sensitive to it because I'm trying to do everything as efficiently and do the best I can with what I'm doing. And there, you know, I can't, not perfect at everything, but I've got my system fairly refined. So anyway, this has been a bit of a ramble. Thanks for watching. Get out, do some riding, ride safe, and I will see you out there. Everything on here, and I'll give you I'm gonna put everything on, get the install done.